Hello everyone and welcome to Read 100. I just wanted to take a minute to put this little video together for you so that you could get a great start in our course. So I'm going to walk you through some of the highlights, and please reach out to me at any point if you have questions. We have a really great course messaging feature right here that you can use, or feel free to email me as always. So here we go. The first thing that you're going to want to do is check out our syllabus, and it's under Syllabus and Schedule right here. Once you click here, you will be able to see a Word document and a PDF of our syllabus that you're welcome to download or print. And then underneath it, you'll be able to see our schedule. This is going to be what guides you through the course. So you'll notice the due dates are listed on the left. These are all Sunday deadlines by the end of the day on Sunday. So our weeks start on a Monday and end on a Sunday every week. If you look at your first week of information, you'll see your assignments that are due. You'll have to introduce yourself in our discussion board, and then you'll also begin work in My Reading Lab. And I'll tell you a little bit more about My Reading Lab in a minute. The second week, you'll notice there are discussion board prompts that you'll complete along with chapters in our novel, The Kite Runner. So essentially what's going to happen here is the first week you'll do My Lab reading assignments. The second week you'll read our novel and do discussion. And then the pattern continues to repeat itself throughout the semester. So the next week, back to the My Lab reading assignments. The week after that, novel and discussion. So you'll get the hang of it very quickly, and I think hopefully you'll enjoy it too. The next thing you're going to want to do is click on Directions for Course Success. The first step in the course is get your materials. So you'll need two things. You'll need a copy of The Kite Runner, the novel that we're reading this semester. Please know that you can get this book pretty much anywhere, on Amazon, at Half Price Books, or of course at our campus bookstores. Any edition of the novel is fine with me. The next thing you're going to want to do is get your My Reading Lab or My Lab Reading access code. Here is the ISBN number for when you go to the bookstore. You can just tell them you need your access code for My Lab Reading. The name of the text is called Bridging the Gap. So when you go to the bookstore, essentially they're going to give you a little piece of cardboard that you're going to scratch an access code off of. If you don't want to go to the bookstore to buy your access code, you're welcome to buy it right here through Pearson directly via this link. But do know that you can't use financial aid on the Pearson website. You can only use financial aid money at the bookstore. So that is all very important. Once you have those two things, you're ready to kind of get rolling. So assuming you have your access code for My Lab Reading, it's going to be really important that you click on these registration instructions, right here, and follow them step by step, because you're going to have to register with Pearson in order to participate in our course. So you'll go to this website, select Student, OK, register now, and then make sure that you enter the correct course ID, which is listed right there, my last name and a bunch of numbers, before you move on. You'll want to make sure to write down this username and password, because you'll use it every other week to sign into My Lab Reading. For those of you who maybe don't have your access code just yet, I want to direct you to this spot right here. You can get temporary access. The temporary access is right here. And you'll see a button you can click that says temporary access. So if you don't have your access code, you're still welcome to get started. That temporary access will last for 2 weeks, so it might buy you a little time to get your funds together to purchase that access code. So that was the next important thing I wanted you to see. Back to Blackboard. The next thing you're going to do is learn our course structure, and that's where you got this video, which is right here. And I've highlighted for you that we're doing My Reading Lab, and we're also reading The Kite Runner with discussion boards in alternating weeks. Here are some other basic information pieces that are helpful in terms of our course menu, how points are assigned, participation in the discussion board, and your final exam and final paper, along with the points that are available in the course. I will say a little bit more about how points are assigned for the discussion boards and for the modules on MyLab in just a minute. So that is directions for course success. The next really important tab you're going to see is the coursework tab. So every week when you log in, you're going to know right where to go because the weeks are numbered, and you'll start with week 1. Once you click on week 1, you'll see each folder opens to the first segment says week 1 guidelines. That's where you'll be able to see exactly what's due that week. So in week 1, you'll start your introductions on the discussion board. And again, you'll complete your activities in the active reading module in MyLab. For the discussion board, all you have to do is click right here on Introduce Yourself. And once this pops up, you'll create a new thread to go ahead and put your own introduction in there. Next, I am going to show you very briefly a little bit about what MyLab looks like, because this is really important. So, in the MyLab reading modules, you will, after you've registered and gotten your new username and password, you'll use this link right here to log in, and you'll simply click Sign In, because you'll have already registered your account, and it'll take you to a page that looks like this. Now, you're only going to have one of these boxes for the specific course that you're enrolled in. So you'll just click on that box, and it's going to take you to your home screen for MyLab Reading. This is what I want to stress to you very sincerely. There are only 2 buttons you need to click. The first one is Reading Skills on the left, and the next one is Learning Path right underneath it. So Reading Skills and then Learning Path. And once you get there, you'll see our modules that you're going to work through over the course of the semester. So, as I noted, the first week's activity is to do this active reading module. So what does that mean? Well, you'll click on the active reading module, and it'll open up a list of activities for you. So you are going to work through this list from top to bottom. You have to do everything on here to complete the module. The first click will take you to an overview of the reading skill in particular, and there are kind of a lot of clicks here, so you'll have to click again, and that'll open up this page for you. And this gives you an overview of the strategy you're going to learn this week. You can listen to it by pressing play, you can read it, you're welcome to take notes on this stuff if you would like, and then when you're done with this, you hit close and go back to your learning path. And then you'll move on to the model, which will give you more information about the reading skill. The animation does the same, and then when you get into this section, the recall and the practice, you'll want to think about these kind of like homework assignments where you practice the skill that you've learned. When you get done with all of that, you will want to take this post-test. So this test will quiz you on the skills that you just learned about active reading. I want you to keep in mind here, you have 2 attempts to take this quiz. What's going to go in the grade book at the end of this week is your score on the post-test. All of the post-tests are worth 10 points each, and again, you have 2 opportunities to take the quiz, and I will keep your highest score. So, for week 1, let me remind you that you are going to complete all activities and post-test in the active reading module. So, once you get through all of this, that's essentially your first week of the course. Go back here to Blackboard. So you're going to be working in 2 places in this course, primarily in Blackboard and also in the MyLab reading link. Again, if we go back to coursework, you'll see week 2 looks a little different. The week 2 guidelines say first, read chapters 1 through 5 in the Kite Runner, and then second, respond to initial questions in the discussion board by Wednesday, and 2 peers in each thread by Sunday. So when you get into week 2 of the course, you'll have a discussion board to complete. After you've read the Kite Runner, you'll click on this discussion, and you'll notice there are 2 different prompts. You have to respond in both of them. So in the first prompt, you'll open it up, read the question, and make your reply. Now that needs to be done on Wednesday of the week assigned, or by Wednesday of the week assigned. And the same goes for the second prompt. You'll open it up, hit reply, and answer this question. Again, these initial prompts are due on Wednesday of the week assigned. And then once the discussion board starts filling up with other people's replies, you will have until Sunday to respond to 2 peers in each of these threads. So you'll need to respond to 2 peers in prompt 1 and 2 peers in prompt 2. And that is how our course works. So week 1 is the MyLab reading, week 2 is the Kite Runner, week 3, right back to MyLab reading. Okay? So keep in mind, some weeks ask you to do more than 1 module. So week 3 asks for 2, some of them ask for 1, but do be very wary of deadlines because it's really important that you stay on track with our coursework. Okay, what else can I tell you? There is a final exam in this course, and we'll click on this proctored final exam link much later in the semester, so don't worry about that for now. My information is available to you here under instructor information. Here are some quick links to communication, which are wonderful. You'll want to have this kind of handy for discussion boards. This will show you the discussion boards. And then course messages is a place for you to create messages and send them to me through Blackboard if you have questions. Also, feel free to email me. I don't get a notification that I have a new message in this folder when they come through, so sometimes email, if you click right here, and you can just click teachers or all instructor users, or you can select your user and then make sure you click on my name right here, shoot it over there, and this will send me an email. So whichever way you need to get to me, just make sure you find me if you need help. And what else can I tell you? I think that might be it for now. Keep up with your grades. Use tutor.com if you need it. Be in touch with me if you're ever feeling confused or lost or like you need help. I'm here to make this hopefully a successful and wonderful journey into some really deep reading comprehension with you. So I'm really glad to have you all in class, and I hope you have a wonderful semester. Thanks.